Tonight on Haunted Urbex, we venture to an old historic town by the name of Locke. Join us as we research this town. Relive the history.
Is that you guys?
That place is creepy as crap. And see what secrets still lie within these walls. South of Sacramento, along the Delta, is a 14-acre town by the name of Locke, formerly known as Lockport. Locke was a Chinese-inhabited town built in 1915 after a fire burnt down the Chinese section in nearby Walnut Grove. A group of merchants approached landowner George Locke to inquire about building on his property. Once agreement was made, the town came to fruition. Many patrons frequented Locke to visit its local gambling dens, speakeasies, and brothels. Locke also housed opium dens, and there was a documented murder that happened after the gambling dispute. Tonight, our team will investigate the town of Locke to see if we can make contact with any spirits that are said to still reside here. We first meet with Clarence Chu, a member of the Locke Foundation, who has granted us access to investigate the three buildings tonight.
Special, handicraft skills.
That can help
Right, that
rebuild
can
or,
exactly. They can
restore.
demonstrate. That's just the slippers. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you imagine you walk to this store and then there's certain people demonstrate how to do embroideries and and then they make a living by attracting you to buy the finished product, and then that will make them worthwhile to stay here and run a business.
Yeah, this is a school, but it's not the regular school. For the local kids, they go to regular school in Walnut Grove. And then it's whereby it's the parents that are concerned about the kids after they go to regular school, and they don't allow them to speak Chinese. And every day they learn English, and by the time, pretty soon they keep speak more and more English. So the parents want to make sure that they come here after the regular school, to come here about 4 o'clock and go for another couple hours to learn Chinese. Both writings and speaking and the whole bit.
Did they pay for that, or was it public money?
I would say probably the community supported.
So have people been having experiences lately, or do people have paranormal experiences here very often? Or?
Well, according to other groups that came here regularly, they say yes.
Yeah.
Because they have those, I don't know what you call it,
Like recorders, and
yeah,
meters, and stuff like that.
So it's happy enough to keep come back.
How many groups do you think?
Oh, I'm hungry now.
I love an apple and some Ritz.
I don't think that's gonna do it.
This is the association.
Okay.
It's called the Zhengying Benevolent Association. The headquarters is still operating in San Francisco. And they closed this down in 1990 because it's not enough membership.
And what does the association do?
Well, association basically is like a big brother for all the members.
Also, it's like
The top, definitely is top. They all have different names.
okay.
And some of them are more legit, some of them are more into gambling and all that, gangsters and all that stuff. So it's hard to tell which is a good one, which is not so good. So it's
But this one is fine. This one is very helpful. The history goes back in the beginning. It's kind of like if you're a member, it'd be like foolish not to join.
Yeah.
Because you join, you can come here, you use the facilities, reading, do some gaming activities, and mainly if you have any problem reading letters or writing letters,
Okay.
they will help you.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And then of course they do have a big kitchen in the back. So they have like spring and fall festivals. And then they also, that's the time that they publicize it and get the other branches members to come over to bring them visit. And then instead of catered food from restaurants, they have volunteers to cook in the back.
Do they still cook on these stoves or no?
Up to the time that I was here in the 80s. Yes. Yeah, this is in pretty bad shape. The floor is all
Oh yeah.
different ways, but people love this. It looks so original.
It does. You can just see the.
Because we were very lucky, we have the original owner's son donated all this gaming equipment.
So this isn't the original.
It looks
stuff.
as original as it can be.
Okay. All right.
So for the Chinese, gambling wasn't like a bad thing. It was just the recreation.
Well, it's an
Some-
entertainment for them,
Yeah.
you know, like of course.
Recreation. They would come and play
that's-
instruments and read newspapers and.
Right
the news
here,
from-
there will be like entertainment at the corner. Somebody play those. What I told you about those Kennedy's opera music. And then there are always like a couple of watchmen stay up there in that living quarter, that loft.
Oh, okay. Are we able to go up there?
It's dark. It's no
There's no light.
light, so you have to go up there very carefully.
careful, okay.
In fact, that's where that lady Dylan from NBC.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes
Oh,
of entry, she was just
that's
all of a
right.
sudden like, oh wow.
Yeah.
That's
I
it,
forgot
and
about
then she
that
went
part.
up there.
I have not been up there. I've been here a few times.
Not
but
that
I've
many
not been.
people went up there, because we don't open the gambling house.
Yeah.
There'd be a lot of
Yeah,
activity
people
here.
probably like going through like lost a lot of money, probably kill
Some fights.
themselves or what. You never know, you just like imagine a lot of bad stories.
Now,
Or somebody tried to rob this place and then they have like bouncers, they carry guns, so they mean business.
Wow.
There has to be a lot of cash involved here.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Now this was one of many gambling dens that was here in
Yes,
Locke, right?
exactly. We are very fortunate that we have this one maintained as a museum.
Okay.
All the others are gone.
Okay.
And the only thing that I regret, I never seen one, is the old days, they do have slot machines. I love to see how those old machines look like.
Yeah, yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, those are like in other shops too.
Mm-hmm.
You know how kind of like you go to Vegas, you go
Yeah.
to the bathroom, they probably have a
Yeah.
slot machine.
The gas station.
So the murder that happened here with the individual over the I guess he grabbed a bunch of money from the gambling table and tried to run. I can't remember what his name was.
Fred or. But that wouldn't have been in this building.
I don't think it was this building.
It was a gambling house, but they said he ran out towards the river, so that would be more facing the river.
Yeah, well, it's just at least 3 of them here.
Okay.
Yeah, so, but since this is the only one left, I think people assume that probably everything happened here.
Right, exactly.
So, yeah, we just got done. Clarence Chu, who's one of the members of the Locke Foundation, just gave us a tour of the 3 buildings that we'll be investigating tonight. We're probably going to start over at the schoolhouse and then just work our way down back here to the Diluted Museum.
I think we should also split up.
Yeah, we're definitely going to do that.
3 of us, 3 buildings. I'm gonna go check out the upstairs sometime tonight.
Since you're the short one, we'll send you upstairs. We'll probably set up the static camera upstairs and have you have the other.
He said there's no light up there, so you have that.
Yeah, flashlight,
I got some flashes.
static camera, and then the other camera. So yeah, it should be good. So yeah, we're gonna go down here, get all of our gear, start getting it all set up, and then start our investigation. I'll grab my truck and I'll bring it up here. And,
After meeting with Clarence Chu and hearing about the history of the town of Locke, we are excited to begin our investigation. After discussing some logistics, we headed down to our first stop, which is the schoolhouse. Once we got there, we started to set up our equipment. Then Melissa decided to start the investigation off with a bang.
Blooper reel. Don't worry about it.
she said it's okay. She hasn't even tried it.
I didn't break it.
You don't know that. This thing is very fragile.
I will break.
Why don't you tell them what that kind of camera is right there, buddy?
This?
Yep.
This is our IR camera. Is made out of a action cam. I just went in and modified it to where it'll be able to pick up infrared light.
Cool.
So we'll have two of these. We'll have this one, and then we're going to have a static camera that's just going to be placed off in the corner somewhere or in the middle of the room. But this one we'll be using to move around. And then I'll have another night vision camera going as well. So I'm just going to go grab the gear. It's not broken. So we're here in the schoolhouse. Many investigators have come here and have experienced different things here in the schoolhouse. They've gotten EVPs, some people have been touched. So what we're going to do, we're going to run a spirit box session to see if we can communicate with any of the spirits that still may reside here in the schoolhouse. Melissa's currently over there snapping pictures to see if she captures anything. And who has the recorder? You have a recorder, Melissa?
I have one here.
All right. So Melissa's going to turn on the recorder.
I have key to it here at the wall.
I'm going to run another recorder as well.
Just from a few pictures, I did see a couple orbs going off their dust. I don't know dust, but I saw some big ones going upwards. So.
Okay. So we'll review that. Let me get the app going. It's been a while since we used this phone. It's my old phone.
What app is it?
It's not an app. It's I'm just gonna turn on my voice recorder so that we can record stuff that's going on here. All right. So as you can see, got the SP7 right here, and we're just gonna run a spirit box session. Hello. We're coming to clean the set. We're not here to try to move anybody out of this domicile. We're just here to communicate. Is there anybody in here who wants to say hello? Wonderful. Did I say wonderful?
That's something.
Said wonderful. 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 Okay. Is there anybody in here who would like to communicate with us? Is that better? Was that too loud?
If you want to turn up this tab more, I have to capture him. Is that as loud as it was, or?
No.
Can you tell us what you came here to study?
No.
No?
Steps.
Did you like having to come here after regular school? Can you tell us the name of the town? What is this town called?
Search for it by name.
Can someone give us a name? The town was first called Lockport, and they changed it, but the Chinese called it Locke. Locke. Because it's actually, it means something. I forgot what it means in Chinese, but it means something like positive. So the Chinese call it Locke. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. I thought I heard a faint yes.
Oh, that start up ears.
Was there a lot of students that came here? That sounds like I said yeah. Alright, so we're going to try an app that we've used on other investigations called Paralysis. It's a ITC app. So basically what it'll do, it has a word bank, and if there's anything in here, any spirits or whatever, they can draw from the word bank to pass messages.
Scanning stopped.
Let me go back to where is it? There it is.
You don't have to be shy or scared. We just are coming to say hi, really.
ITC Legion Perilous loaded. Scanning.
Is this better? Was the other box too noisy? I'm walking around.
You can also speak into the recorder next to it as well. Right here. Oh, that's not it. Right here.
Was there a lot of students that went to school here? Still me walking around.
I'm going to walk around through the desks, and if you occupy one of these desks, can you light my device up? Oh, thank you. Let me make sure there's nothing on the walls here. Did you sit over here? There's a little blip.
General.
No, I was turning my airplane on. I got a little blip over here too.
I don't think there's anything in these. These leave it open.
If that's you who's making the light flash here, can you make it flash again? If you need some energy, you can pull from my energy.
Mine as well.
Go for it.
His as well.
What is this?
What's what?
Oh, it's a heater.
The what? Oh, heater?
But it's not really. Okay, did you sit over here in the back?
There's a lot of car sounds.
I keep getting something over here by this desk.
It keeps lighting up on me?
Yeah, that's the reason this town was made.
It's a fire.
Can you tell us about the fire? Which fire you're referring to?
Where was there a fire?
You're walking. Can you do that? Can you press one of the piano keys? That would be really, really cool.
Scared of what? You're scared of what?
Alright guys, so we just ran we ran ITC sessions. We used the Spirit Box, and then we used the Paralysis app to see if we can communicate with anything in here. Heard a couple of things on the Spirit Box, a couple of yeses or what have you, and only like one or two words coincided to what we were saying from Paralysis. So what we're going to do, we're going to venture down to the Tong building and see if we can make contact with anybody there. Alright, so we are in the Tong building. Just like the schoolhouse, other investigators have felt energy here as well. Some people have said that they have been pushed here in this building. So we're just going to run a couple of an EVP session, and then we'll do an ITC session using the SB7, the Spirit Box, and see what we get from there. And then we'll also venture back here to the back where the kitchen area is to see if there's any residual energy around there. So Melissa has the recorder going. Where's my case? Oh, it's over in the thing.
As Melissa and Lee stayed up front in the main part of the Tong building, I ventured to the back to see if I can communicate with anything back there. While they're in there doing the EVP session, I'm going to venture back here to the back. That's my shadow on the wall over there. So I just want to show y'all, it is completely dark back here. I'll turn off the IR light. Okay, this camera won't let me turn off the IR light while I was recording, but it is completely dark back here. Melissa's still in there doing the EVP session. And I'm just scanning around in the kitchen. I have to watch my step, but like I said, I can't see a single thing, and I don't want to break anything or...
For the most part, it's a community organization for everybody to make use of. I'm not thinking there are too many, tall wars here, since there's only one in town. Unless someone in a neighboring town came over, but I don't know how much of that there was here. we brought some trigger objects here. The biggest crops around were pears and asparagus. So I brought some of that in here. Assuming that they would cook a lot of that in here. So, did you eat a lot of this? Did you see what I brought? I would guess you guys would eat a lot of asparagus and pears. But they also had gardens in the back too. They grew a lot in the back gardens. Every family they had a community one, and then the families had their own as well. You can imagine how many feasts were in here.
Yeah, it says script. You can say whatever you would like, whatever you want. Was that y'all?
No,
That wasn't y'all who made that knot?
no, that was not.
Where'd it come from?
Some I got over here somewhere. Oh my God.
Melissa quickly went outside, and we determined that there's a resident right above the Tong building. We assumed that the knock must have originated from there. We spent a little bit more time there in the Tong building, running EVPs and ITC sessions. However, we didn't garner any results. So we decided to wrap up the investigation at the Tong building and head over to the Dialoy.
I think we should spend the rest of the time in the gambling hall.
Yeah.
Because that seems to be more nice.
Yeah. So yeah, we just got done. Asking a couple of questions, doing ITC and an EVP session here in the Tong building. Not sure if we got any responses.
We'll check the recorder and see if we got anything there or on the spirit box.
We definitely didn't get any Class A EVPs. And Class A is typically EVPs that you can hear with your ear. So we'll check the recording, both recorders, because I have my recorder going too, to see if we captured anything on the recordings. So what we're going to do, we're going to wrap all this stuff up here. We're going to move over to the third building, which is the Dialoy gambling den. A lot of gambling used to take place there, and upstairs was a opium den that a lot of people used to partake in back in the day. So when we get over there, Melissa's actually going to end up going upstairs because it's a low ceiling, and Melissa's going to go upstairs. We're going to set up the static camera up there with her. She's going to ask a series of questions and what have you. We're going to have the spirit box in there with her, and should have a good time. So let's make our way over to the Dialoy gambling den.
It is cool though.
Yep, you have fun staying up here.
Ooh, it's creepy. It's really creepy in here. I guess this would be
At this point, Melissa is left alone upstairs in the Dialoy gambling den at her own request. Lee and I step outside the establishment to make sure no other patrons try to walk in, contaminating the investigation. We have positioned motion sensors on the main floor and on the stairs leading up to where Melissa is. So if anybody or anything moves around, the sensors will go off.
Custodian can see me right here when I'm okay. Because I'm a dowsing room. So I ask a question if they cross together and say yes, if they go apart, it's a no. Is there anybody
As Melissa begins to ask questions, we capture this unexplained light anomaly floating towards her.
Cross the rods if there is a spirit up here with me. Is there be a male spirit up here? How about a female spirit? Should I go to another room? Would you point me where I should go? Okay, just kind of moving. Is there somebody? You can borrow some energy if you need more energy. Go right ahead. Okay, they're just kind of. Okay, I think this was a reflection or something. I thought I saw him. Okay, it's really creepy up there. Could you please cross the rods for me if there's anybody up here? I don't mean to bug you, I just want to talk to you and say hi and say that we know that you're here and you know, we wish you no harm. We just want to know your story. Okay, now I'm starting to feel a little weird, Can you point me in the right direction I should go? They're moving, but they're not really telling me anything here. Oh, hi. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Can you move them back? Let's try this out. Yep. If you've got the hang of these, can we try this again? Is there anybody here? Can you cross the rods if you're here with me? Was that you? Can you do that again?
As Melissa is asking questions, she hears an unexplained knock. There couldn't be any other persons inside of the building as myself and Lee are standing outside the gambling den to make sure that nobody could get in. Alright guys, so we just left Melissa upstairs in the Dialogue gambling den. Upstairs is said to be where they used to do opium and whatnot. That place is creepy as crap. She's up there, she's doing a EVP session. She has dowsing rods, and we have a static camera set up as well as the SLS camera, and then a couple of night vision cameras. So she's doing her thing. We're out here so that we don't have any contamination to her investigation. Y'all missed it a second ago. We had a couple of drunk locals that walked in the middle of our investigation. We had to shoo them away before we can start, before we can continue. So that's why we're out here. We're standing guard to make sure nobody else goes in there. So she's doing her thing. So we'll get back to her and see how her investigation is going upstairs.
I'm gonna go into the next room. Seems like I was hearing a little bit of. Seemed like there was some knocking over there, so I'm gonna check it out. Okay, see what we can do. If there's anybody downstairs, if you walk around, we can hear you on our motion detector. Can you set that off for us? You still off for me? Okay, with my flashlight. with you guys? Okay, that's them coming back. Yeah. Okay. That scared me. Yeah, I thought I heard a couple noises in here, but I don't know. I thought I heard some knocks. I don't know. I think I'm ready to go.
Melissa appears to be very uneasy while being
I'm ready
alone
to come
upstairs
down
in the
now.
gambling den. This is unusual for her, as I have been on many investigations with her, and she has been isolated in rooms before.
Yeah. I just thought I heard a couple noises and the atmosphere got a little weird, so I think I'm gonna go down now.
Before we head downstairs, Melissa decides to go back into the other room and sit on the bed to see if we can get anything to manifest on the SLS camera.
Okay, before I go down, I'm gonna sit on the bed. Would you like to come sit next to me? On this, sketchy bed? I don't know.
You have fun with that.
Would you like to come sit next to me? I'd appreciate it if you could keep me company. Did anyone pass away up here? How many overdoses were up here? Maybe, I don't know. I haven't been paying too much attention to the SLS, so I'll have to watch it all back. But
Yeah, I'm watching it. Right now, I just see you sitting on the bed. Remember, the footage is swapped, so for some reason, the SLS camera that we built, the footage is swapped, so in the night vision footage, you can see Melissa is sitting on the right side of the bed. Did you feel something?
no.
Oh. Melissa's sitting on the right side of the bed, but if you look on the SLS footage, Melissa's actually on the left side. So
Yes.
the image is swapped.
I was just looking to see where it was. So, can you please come sit next to me before I leave?
Or touching on her shoulder.
Okay, I'm just imagining something like coming up under the bed and grabbing my ankles.
I'm looking at the bed, I don't see anything, so you're good.
Okay. Well, alright, I'm done. I'm ready.
At this
Okay.
point, Melissa has had enough and she is ready to go back downstairs. Could the anomaly that we saw earlier have had some effect on Melissa, or has her nerves finally gotten to her?
Yeah, I started to be, let me turn on my recorder. Okay, well I'm gonna go downstairs now. When I started using the dowsing rods, and they weren't really doing much of anything, and I said you can, use some of my energy, and then they started just kind of like doing weird stuff, and then I started feeling a little like jumpy.
Really?
Yeah, and then I heard a couple knocks over there.
Over in the other room?
Yeah, over there. And so I was gonna go back over there, and that's when you guys came in. But I'm sure it was on the camera, on the recorder. If that's what I heard.
Were you asking questions at the time whenever you heard the knocks?
Yes, I was asking them to please cross the dowsing rods. Are you here, please? Can you try to cross them? Can you point me where I need to go? And they would kind of start going like this, and then I heard a couple knocks. So I don't know if they're trying to tell me over there. But I don't want to go in that room. I don't want to go in that room. It's just weird. Yeah.
We decided to wrap up upstairs. We grabbed our gear and headed back down into the gambling den. Once we're down there, we'll continue the rest of our investigation, using our EMF detector, set up a couple of voice recorders, and run an ITC session to see if we can make contact with anyone that's still residing down here.
Okay, you're showing up real good. Yeah. Can you go stand over there as well? Be a.
I don't mean any harm.
You look like you're playing a guitar. Yeah, just you're all jumbled.
After getting everything set up downstairs in the Diloid gambling den, we proceeded to ask more questions, used dowsing rods, and pulled out the Paralysis app one more time to see if we can get a response. After pulling out the app, we seemed to get one response that seemed to coincide with the environment that we were in.
You win. Yeah.
Money? Money?
Could this have been a coincidence? Or could there still be spirits roaming within the Diloid gambling den, still playing games at the table? We believe we have just scratched the surface of what could still be residing here in the town of Locke. We look forward to coming back at a future date to explore the town a little more, to reconnect with its past history.